Hello everybody. So for this video, this is actually part of a request. I've had one of my viewers ask that I do a comparison between the Beatles mono and stereo albums. And so for the first video, I'm going to just focus on the album Please Please Me. And for anyone out there who is wondering what would a good beer be to pair with Please Please Me, you're going to want to pair your listening of Please Please Me with Two Hearted Ale. And this is a Bell's from Kalamazoo, Michigan. This is the perfect beer if you are wanting to, drink during your Please Please Me listening experience. This would be the one that you would want to choose. But that aside, so what I have three different versions of Please Please Me, and I'm just going to go by the CD version right now. There are three different versions that you can own. Now this is the original version, which was released in 1987, and this is in mono. And then there's the stereo remaster, which was released in 2009. And then there's the mono remaster, which was also released in 2009 as part of the Beatles in mono box set. And so the question would be, number one, which sounds better, mono or stereo? And then the second question would be, if you own the 1987 version of Please Please Me in mono, is it worth it to upgrade to the 2009 remastered version? Which, to my knowledge, the only way still to get that is to invest in the Beatles in mono box set. So we're just going to talk about Please Please Me today. I'm going to do future videos where not only do I talk about the British catalog, but I'll talk about mono versus stereo, the American albums. So today we're just going to concentrate on Please Please Me. And so there's a couple of things that you should know about Please Please Me. Number one, even though this is the stereo version of Please Please Me, the songs Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You are still in mono, even in the stereo version. These were never mixed in mono back in the day by the Beatles, and so the version that you're going to get on here is still going to be the mono version. There's not going to be any different. Now the only difference in the songs between the stereo and mono version is in the song Please Please Me. In the third verse, John muffs his vocal. Instead of saying, I know you never even try, girl, he starts singing, why no, I never even try. So he muffs his vocal, and that's in the stereo version. The mono version, he sings it perfectly. There's not any of the, accident that he does on that one. So in terms of, differences between stereo and mono, on Please Please Me, that's the only difference. What might be considered an alternate version, I guess, might be a good way to say it. And so when it came down to it, between Please Please Me stereo and this, I'm talking about the rest of the tracks. That would be any track that is not Please Please Me, Love Me Do, or P.S. I Love You. I found that I actually enjoyed the stereo version a bit more. Now the stereo version is louder. The sound just kind of envelops you. And with the mono version, it's just kind of very isolated. And I'm not saying that one version is better than the other. You can listen to all these CDs and you're going to enjoy the album. There's not a bad mix in any one that you choose. But just for my ears, when I put this on, it's just like, wow, and the sound comes out of the stereo. It's just, it's louder. It just seems like it's punchier. And then, so having said that, the question becomes, if you own the 1987 stereo version of Please Please Me, is it worth it? I'm sorry. If you own the 1987 release of Please Please Me, is it worth it to upgrade to the mono version? Is there a difference between this 1987 version and this mono version that is part of the box set? And I would have to say there's really not. For the most part, I found that the listening experience was the same, and in some instances, actually, I kind of preferred the 1987 version. One of the tracks that I actually found sounds better, at least to my ears, is "Baby It's You." There's just sort of a, I don't know, there seems to be more separation with the vocal. The vocal's clearer on the 1987 mix of this. And in this, it just seemed, and I'm only talking slightly, I'm not talking like a significance difference, but it just seemed a little slightly more muted on the mono version. I just made a couple of notes here. I saw her standing there was another one where on the 1987 version, it just kind of jumps out of the speakers. And in the 2009 mono remaster, I didn't find that it had the same pop or the same, jolt when you put it on and Paul counts in the 1, 2, 3, 4. So for my money, the rest of the tracks, I didn't really notice that much of a difference. But "Baby It's You" and "I Saw Her Standing There" were the ones where I really noticed. It seemed to be I enjoyed the versions on the 1987 version more than I did the mono version. Now, if we're going to talk about the artwork that's included, certainly for my money, the mono version is the one that I would go with, only because it replicates exactly the album itself. If you don't care about that, if you don't care of having like a mini replica of the "Please Please Me" album, then this would be the version that you would want to go with. There's more artwork included. There's a thicker booklet inside this version. The one on here, all you're going to get is the liner notes that were on the back of the original "Please Please Me" album, and you're just going to get individual pictures. They just kind of crop the individual pictures of the Beatles from the cover on that. That's about all you're getting in the booklet. So I would say in terms of the sound, the mono definitely takes the cake in terms of between the two mono versions. However, to my ears, the one I enjoyed listening to the most would be the stereo version. Now, you may feel differently, but it's my video, so this is my opinion between the three "Please Please Me" versions. So I'm curious if you've had a chance to listen to the different versions, whether it be just the 2009 remasters, or if you've done a comparison between the 1987 release and either of the 2009 releases. But for my money, if I could only pick one of these, even though John Flubbs' vocal on this, I think it's kind of charming in a way, and I don't think it detracts from the song at all, I'm going to go with the stereo. That's going to be the one above all that I would choose. I appreciate your comments. Thanks for watching, and watch for future videos. The next one that I will be doing will be the next one that was released chronologically, and that will be with the Beatles. Take care.